This Beltane Scorpio flower moon is asking if you're ready to wear the crown. On the 1st of May, the Scorpio flower moon peaks on the same day as Beltane, which sits at the midpoint between the Spring Equinox and the Summer Solstice on the wheel of the year. Beltane is a time of celebration, when the world is at its most fertile, alive, and in bloom during Taurus season. The whole of the northern hemisphere is flowering, and yet Beltane is also the time when the veil is thin, which means that on the other side of all that beauty and bloom above ground, the underworld is fully present. While the Scorpio full moon is in opposition to the Taurus sun, they have a lot in common. Both are fixed feminine signs, yin, magnetic, and protective of what they desire. They're not fast-moving, and neither of them let go easily. Where they differ is their relationship with permanence. Taurus builds, cultivates, preserves, and holds. It creates safety through what is tangible and sustainable over time. Its security lives in what can be touched, counted, and kept. Scorpio moves through cycles of death, rebirth, and regeneration, through the process where things break down, dissolve, and reform into something else. The security Scorpio creates does not live in what can be held. It lives in what survives the dissolution, in what cannot be taken away because it is not dependent or attached to a particular form. Taurus is the garden in full bloom. Scorpio breaks down what is meant to die to create the compost that makes the blooming of the garden possible. During this Beltane full moon, what blooms comes from what was broken down. And this is the energy of Persephone rising. In Greek mythology, Persephone began as Cora, the flower maiden in the meadow, before she was taken by Hades into the underworld. When she returned, she rose as queen and became Persephone. Under the Beltane sky, Persephone is in Aries, returning from the underworld in the sign of fire and initiation, with Mars and Fortune by her side. Persephone's path of greatest joy and aliveness is forward momentum towards who she has become. Persephone sits at the base of a yod, alongside the whole Aries stellium. Together with Venus, they point the finger of God at the Scorpio full moon. Tensions around your worth, your dreams, the structures you built your life around, the words around your wounds, and the joyous path that you have denied yourself cannot be resolved through thinking or strategy without feeling it first. The tension between Persephone and Jupiter in maternal Cancer is a mother wound. This is the threshold she is in when she is no longer Cora, but not yet fully sovereign. Jupiter amplifies the ways in which she abandons herself in the throes of the mother archetype. Her life centers around her king, her children, her subjects, but she forgets to include herself. She nurtures and gives everything of herself from a well that has run dry. Her needs, wants, and desires have been relegated to the bottom of the laundry pile. She creates nurturing spaces for everyone else, but feels alone and unsafe in her own skin. She becomes invisible when she is not seen as somebody's other. She knows she cannot go back to the maiden she once was, but the crown wears heavy when she herself feels hollow. A woman gets stuck at this threshold when she clings on to the form of Cora even after she died during the descent. She grieves the loss of the maiden she was before, the version of her who moved through the world lighter, more carefree, fewer responsibilities, and feeling like she belonged to herself before that got taken away. The Scorpio full moon invites those at the threshold to loosen your grip on that version of you before your descent, because holding on too tightly to that form doesn't allow for the transformation necessary for you to rise as queen. It's like precious metal, extremely valuable in its raw form, but if you allow it to be forged in the fire, to be melted and moved through the heat, it can be shaped into a crown fit for a queen. A crown does not come out of the mine. It is formed from the fire of the forge. In Celtic tradition, Beltane begins with the extinguishing of the old fires before new flames are lit from the communal bonfire and carried home to relight the hearths. What burned before has come to an end, and something new is being kindled to carry you through a new season of life. This is what the Beltane full moon is asking of you. Let the old fire, the one that has been burning on Korra's wick, to go out. Carry a new flame as you return home to yourself, lit from who you became on the other side of the descent. The descent was the forge, the dark night of the soul you lived through, the loss of yourself, the weight of holding everything together for everyone but you. But the descent isn't where you were meant to stay, only a place to enter, change, and be remade. This Beltane Scorpio flower moon asks, can you let her go? The version of you who cannot come forward with you and move as the queen that you have become. Because the crown was not made for who you were. It was made from what you survived and lived to tell the tale. The old fire goes out. The new one is waiting for you to carry home. Come and crown if you're ready to wear yours.